Okay, in this video, what we're going to be taking a look at is your marketing. In particular, that no one knows how good your business is until they actually work with you. They only know how good your marketing is. So what we really dial in on is what are the most important things when it comes to your marketing and the perception of your brand, especially online, and what is the one thing, the one person really, that you should be listening to when it comes to feedback and updating your marketing so it's really impactful and that it serves your business. I hope you enjoy.
Hi everyone, I'm Sophia and I'm part of the SGD digital team. And here with me is Simon Kelly, our CEO and head of growth at Seriously Good Design. And today we're gonna talk about marketing as he said, so let's go. Okay, Simon, to kick things off, there is a phrase we hear often that people don't experience your business first, they experience your marketing. So why does marketing play such a critical role in shaping the first impression of a brand, product, or service before anyone ever becomes a customer?
That's a great question. It's something I first learned from Alan Dibb from the one-page marketing plan. Is like, that's a bit fuzzy. Put it next to my head. Does that help?
Yeah.
Is that people don't know how good your business is until they work with you. They only know how good your marketing is because they're experiencing what you've put online. They're doing research and they're finding you before they ever do business with you. So their experience of you is only what's in your marketing. So for them to know, like, and trust you in order to do business with you, your marketing needs to be as good as, if not better than, your business. Ideally not better than. You want to make sure those things align. But when people see you and they go, oh, great, this looks like a great company. How do they know? They have no idea. It's just a perception of what's on the outside. It's the breadcrumbs that you leave. It's the social proof. It's the headlines. It's the photos of the team. It's what your marketing looks like. It's how you present. All of these things form that first impression that indicate how good your business is, which is not true at all because they've never done business with you. They only know how good your external communication is, which is essentially your marketing.
Exactly. And I think that is very interesting because many businesses think that their reputation is built purely on how their service is or the experience they provide to the clients, but actually is the marketing who builds their reputation first, right? So based on that and of what you just said, there are often gaps between how businesses see themselves internally and how they appear online, right? So what happens when marketing overpromises or misrepresent the quality, values, or capability of your business? Is that risky?
Yeah, so I guess there's two parts to misrepresentation. The first one that comes to mind is when you're over-promising and under-delivering, which unfortunately in the marketing space that we're in, a lot of marketing agencies are great with marketing, would you believe? And then when it comes time to actually serving their clients, I've seen this phrase mentioned a couple of times, the A team that does the sale hands it over to the C team that does the delivery because it's less expensive. So that's over-promising and under-delivering, and that's not going to be great for your reputation. That's where the external is overpowering the internal. The balance isn't quite there. But then you've got the flip, and the risk long-term of that is ruining your reputation and losing all of your customers, essentially. So it's burning the bridges before you have a chance to make good relationships come to fruition. The other side of that, which is also really risky, is to be over-delivering and under-visibilitying, under-talking about it, basically. So my friend Brooke McCarthy from Sydney, she talks about being the town's best-kept secret. You could be exceptional at what you do. And some people who care, many people who care that I've spoken to who are really good at what they do, they're a little bit shy or maybe honest, or they just really want to hone their craft. They don't really want to hone their ego and talking about their craft. So they just keep getting good at better and better at what they do. Whereas sometimes they look at these other consultants, agencies, service providers, and they go, why are they getting all the business? I work so hard. I get such great feedback. How come they're winning and I'm not? I've seen their operation and they're a shady operator. Right? Like that's both of these are not fair. But unfortunately, what's not fair doesn't mean it's not real. So it's there.
Yeah.
So I think it is balancing these things. I think the people who are shady operators who are over-promising and under-delivering are probably not listening to this video at all. So I'm not really going to speak to them. Stop lying is all I'll say to them, and do better work, which is a really important thing. Seriously, good design is something that is our flag in the sand, is delivering our promise. It may seem like a very small thing, and so you should, but you'd be amazed in the business world, especially in the digital agency, website design, digital marketing world, how many companies overpromise and underdeliver. So we're taking a stand to not do that, to deliver what we promise.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the other side of that, the ones that I do want to speak to are those best kept secrets. One of the risks is that you see those other companies winning and you're not, and that's awful, and then that leads to not getting the sales and revenue that you want. It feels pretty crap, which doesn't make you really want to do marketing, and then unfortunately your business can end up trailing off because the businesses rely on cash and revenue to survive, and you need that. So the antidote there, a quick antidote, I suppose, is to just be sharing the words of your customers, just to be putting that somewhere. If nothing else, to be putting that on your social media profiles and your website. So someone who's researching you, they can self-serve. They can find that information for themselves. And then it's not you having to talk about it, but you also should talk about it.
Yeah, I think that when you are a business owner, you also got to sell yourself, not just the business, right? And I think that it's important how you sell yourself. And I think that it's good, to be just a little bit cocky and say, like, I'm awesome because of this and that and that and that, because it's how you communicate that. And by communicating that you give the option to someone else to work with you and to help them, right, with whatever they are looking for the digital marketing or, whatever service you're offering. So I think that's good. So let's be a little bit.
That's a great point. I love that you mentioned around helping them. If you don't believe in what you do if you don't believe what you do helps people, then you're not going to go out of your way to do the marketing and selling. But then if you do believe what you do helps people, then I would argue that you have a moral obligation to tell people about that, because there are people out there who need help. So who are you to be so self-conscious that you're like, oh, I'm not ready, I don't feel ready, when there's people who need what you're doing. So the companies that are over-promising and under-delivering are taking those people and they're not helping them. So you're able to help them and you're not, because you don't want to talk about it because you're self-consciousness. So my friend Max, who's a videographer in Melbourne, as he would say, get over yourself. And I need to say it to myself too. So this is part of that, is us talking about what we're doing, and it's exactly why we're here.
Awesome. I like it. So, for business owners that are watching us right now, remember all of this, believe in yourself, be a little bit cocky. And for you specifically, we always like to keep things practical here at SGD, right? So can you tell us, Simon, what are some actionable steps business can take to make sure their marketing accurately reflects their quality of services, their values, the experience that they provide to the clients, and all of that?
Mm-hmm. So one of the main things is to be collecting testimonials, case studies, talking to your existing customers, asking them for feedback internally, asking them for feedback. Very simple feedback framework that I'm not even thinking marketing. Maybe I am all the time, but not even thinking marketing at this point. But it's plus, minus, next. So what's something that we did well? What's something that could have been better, as opposed to what's something that was bad? What's something that could have been better? And if there's something we could improve, what would you like us to do next? So plus, minus, next. So super helpful, a great low risk way to get feedback from customers. One of the best times to do that is immediately after you've done the service for them. And then if you can follow up as well and see what kind of results they've had over time, then that's even better. So it's quite simple, because someone else is doing the copywriting for you. Your customers are doing that. And the words of your customers are so much more powerful than the words that you say about your products and services and things that you offer. we take Amazon, for example, Amazon product reviews, like they're such an important thing. The words people are saying about their experience with those particular products, the products with the most reviews, the most positive reviews, outrank the other ones, get more sales. It makes a lot of sense. Service-based businesses with case studies that are specific and practical to their target audience. Someone reads a case study and they say, wow, that's my exact situation and that's the end result that I want. I'm going to have a chat with this company because it looks like they can solve my problem. So much better seeing a case study, testimonial straight from the customer's words rather than a service page that is meant to sell from the company saying that they're the best web design company or they're the best with SEO or they're the most trusted. Where are your reviews? What are your customers saying this thing? So one of the main things is social proof. We are in what is the trust deficit at the moment with AI and robots and the ability to create content about almost anything pretty much instantly. You can, I don't know how to test this, but I am a real person. This is not an AI version through something like 11 Labs, but I have watched a course where someone who I respect, and they were transparent about this, they had AI video version of themselves deliver the course, and it was a great course. And I was just blown away about how accurate it was. So the future is scary and amazing at the same time. But in the trust deficit that we're in, to be able to use reality, use customers' words, show up with video, be a human, that's going to stand out a lot more when all your competitors are automating.
Yeah, I like that. And I think that that's also true, like we want to connect with real people and we want to connect with real experts and real, business owners that can tell us what they need. So I think that's really great. And, before we wrap up, what's the one thing you encourage business to review first if they suspect their marketing may be underselling or misrepresenting how good their business are?
The one thing, I love to do a list, but the one thing is great. And again, involving your customers, because if you have an internal team meeting and we say, what do we want to say about this? You end up speaking from your internal perspective. And are you trying to buy your own services? No. Your customers, your prospects, your target audience, your ideal customer persona. These are the people, their opinions are the ones that matter. It doesn't mean you do all the things that they say, because then you could create a bit of a mess. But it does mean you listen to their feedback and you look at the patterns and you try to see what words they're using. So one thing that's quite useful is to survey your existing customers. I worked with Dave Jennings from Systemology, and he wanted to launch a new course. He had a bit of a suspicion that a course, his target audience was struggling with the first step of business systemization. He had a bit of an inkling. He's like, I got a feeling that that's what they need help with, and I want to make a course for it and do some training, but I don't know exactly what they need. So what we did is we started with a survey. This is a 2-question survey, maybe 3-question survey. And one of the questions, was, what is your biggest challenge when it comes to systemizing your business? And another one of the questions was, we're putting together some training for this. What would need to be in it to make it an absolute no-brainer for you to join? And the responses that we got for that were amazing. They were telling us what needed to be in this in order for us to market and sell to them. So you've got to deliver on that promise, obviously, but it helps to create something that's actually valuable to the people who are telling you what they value. So that's really helpful when it comes to product and service development. And then what words are they using that you can use in your marketing? So it's an incredibly illuminating experience. If you're collecting feedback regularly, then putting this into a spreadsheet, AI tools are fantastic for just synthesizing, okay, of all of the feedback that my clients have given, what are the key themes? What do they say their biggest challenges are? What do they say that they want most? What are the common words that they're using to describe what it is that we do in the transformation they've experienced? So I'd say listen to your customers, survey them, and pull that all together so that you can find the common threads, and that's what you would use in your marketing. And I know you asked for one thing, and I'm just trying to stick around the one thing, because the big problem that I see in marketing and copywriting. Marketing is a huge topic, so there's a lot in there. But the messaging, the perception, the design. But I'm just gonna hone in just on websites, and I know marketing is a lot more than that. But websites have design, copywriting, got lots of things in there. So one of the biggest problems we see is companies use internal language on their website, on their ads, on their landing pages, saying things like, "We are." You've already ruined it. You're already talking about yourself. "We are the best at blah. We are the leading blah 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 company." Whereas thinking from your ideal customer persona, think through their lens and what's important to them. They're the ones who are going to buy from you. So what's their challenge? What have they said that they want the most? What is their frustration right now? There's a entrepreneur called Alex Hormozy, and I believe I'm going to attribute this to him, but I don't know if it's from him, but I'm fairly sure that it is. It says the pain is the pitch. So the pain that they're in is the pitch. If you can, just to name drop again, Troy Dean, who I've worked very, very closely with, he talks about if you can articulate the problem that your customer is in better than they can, they will trust you to deliver the solution.
Yeah. Great. I like it very much. It was a couple of things, but we'll take them.
Listen to your customers.
Yeah. So thank you so much for your time today, Simon, and for sharing such a clear and practical insights. That's what we love here at SGD. So if there is one takeaway from this conversation, I think, is that your marketing sets the expectations long before your team ever gets a chance to deliver. So making sure those expectations are accurate is critical, right? For trust, for growth, and for long-term success. So thank you for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye.